We are live.
We're live.
So, welcome to the Mandela Effect Show. Today's title of this show is, like I said, the co host never, well, technically, if he looks early, you could tell what the title is of the show. So, it's not really, I guess, too much of a secret. But the title is we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect movie. I watched it last night, and you did too.
Yeah, I watched it.
And then we're going to go into is God and the Pope against the Me movement,
Yeah,
and I'll bring up why I'm saying that, and it's based on some of the conversations we had the last two times,
yeah.
and I got some information up here that I want to hear from the expert about about this, and while looking at some of this research. I found another question within this question that I want to ask, but I think we should go straight into the movie first
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
talk about the movie. So you watched it last night,
Yeah,
and
you were gonna review it, and then I said I went ahead and watched it last night. I forced my way through the fucking movie. Yes.
yeah, now of course to rent this movie is actually cost more to rent this movie than most movies. This was like most average movies are like $3 to $4 to rent. This one was like $7. Now,
Yeah, it sucked on the price.
now the length of the movie was an hour and 20 minutes, so it's actually short. Short.
Ridiculous short.
So now
Yeah.
okay. Now, first of all, of course, I do, on this channel, other channel, I actually review a lot of movies. So I do review a lot of movies. Now,
I wanted you to watch it because you do fucking real movie reviews.
yeah, I do
You
movie reviews.
I watched it too, so I can't wait to hear what you think.
So, okay, on surface, it's a bad made movie. On surface, the special effects, the music, everything is bad.
Well,
Okay,
make sure you let everyone know it's the Mandela Effect movie. Again, it's the Mandela Effect movie. For those of you that don't know out there, it's the Mandela Effect movie he's talking about. He's a non-biased and he does movie reviews, and he's not part of any fucking buddy's Mandela Effect social clubs. He's not in anybody's fucking gangs or anything's bullshit. No one's Patreons. He's 100% pure fucking honest, but he's got some effects. So give it up.
So now on surface, being a rental is the right place for it to be because
Rental.
it's not a movie you want to spend $50 to $100 at the movie theater because after you buy your popcorn and all that, it could be an experience experience now. Okay, how I looked at this movie, it's I never claimed to be I don't fully 100% understand the word of Mandela effect. And that's why we do this show, because I always treat myself as a learner, a student, and I treat it like you're a teacher.
Yeah.
So when I look at this movie, instead of calling this a movie, you got to take the image of this is not a movie. You take it like a Twilight Zone, like a double feature Twilight Zone, and you mix in a little documentary in it. Okay. Yeah. So I look at this as, say somebody's a beginner who just heard the words Mandela effect.
Yeah.
This is like a good beginner kind of a movie to get you thinking about the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I can see where if a person is hardcore, in the community, talk about to other people, it might not be for them.
Yeah.
It's kind of a movie, kind of a intro to people who maybe wants to learn it. Now, I will say this. The guy, I don't know what his name, the actor is, acting wise, he actually did a pretty good acting job because you kind of believe him. So you got to give him his props for that.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing about seeing this movie in the beginning is I had no expectations. Okay, so I didn't know, is this going to be more like a horror kind of a movie, like the daughter dying, come back from the dead. You know, I didn't know if it's gonna be a thriller, science fiction. So I had no expectations. So when I was watching it, I'm like, this is more like a documentary, and they just put it in the movie. So it's like this. So if you took out the girl death scenes and you just made it like somebody who's learning it for the first time, if you watched it that way, the main thing most people in their minds are gonna go, this guy's just crazy. He's just a Looney Tune. But by putting in like a dead daughter in the beginning and all that, and then you're kind of taking the movie and you're making it like, okay, because of the death, he's opening up and he's seeing things that he might have seen before but never really cared about. So technically, I watched some other shows talking about this movie. Actually, I watched some reviews actually, and you know they're all talking. You know they're talking about the death. Like I guess there could be a Mandela effect about death.
Yeah.
But I think what the writers are doing in this is we can't just make a movie based on the fundamentals of Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Or other people are going to get burnt out. They're going to go, this guy is just a Looney Tune. But by putting in a death, that's good writing actually to do that. Because then you're thinking, now you got emotional side to pull you in a little bit. So if you look at it in that perspective, it's a fine little, I don't even know if I'm going to call this a B movie because I probably won't watch this again. More of a C movie. But it's a good little intro where people might want to check out this subject a little bit more. And I'm thinking that's what they were trying to go for. And the added death scenes is just to get you emotional attached and see why he's opening up. Because they shot so many theories in this. In an hour and 20 minutes of movie, they shot this. It's like a Stephen King book. You take the book and they try to cram it in a 2.5 hour movie, and they try to just put every single thing in it. And I think they actually did a little bit too much.
Yeah,
they should have used this, but made it more of a horror kind of a movie based on. You know, I mean, that's how I had to look at it. I couldn't look at it like a regular movie. It's a Twilight Zone documentary for intro. Does that? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I want to be the only. Okay, so I got. Okay, so let's put it this way. So here we go. How many out of how many thumbs would you give it? 1 out of 10. What are you giving it for one? How many thumbs? Or you want to do this at the end? How do you want to do? You want me to do mine and then we do?
Yeah, then we'll do that at the end. We'll give our final score at the end.
Okay. So I've been doing this for 3.5 years now. So remember, I woke up 3.5 years ago. June 2016 is when I had my fucking shocker of everything fucking changing upside down, right down to the Skippy, the fucking Jiffy peanut butter. Now everyone's mistaking it for Skippy. The Jiffy peanut butter. I don't know if you know this. I'll throw this at you because you're still learning. You remember Captain Crunch, right?
Yep.
Do you remember Captain Crunch, the actual word captain, or do you remember it abbreviated as Cap'n, like C Cap'n, like a C and an appin? Do you remember, or you remember the actual whole word captain written out?
God.
Well, you probably haven't bought it in a long time. There's no wrong answer.
I thought it was just CAPT.
Yeah, a lot of people, that's what it is now. That's how it is now. So if you go to the store and you never thought about it, if it's not your favorite brand, that's how you're going to pull it off. That's how you're going to read it. Now, I was a Captain Crunch fan where I eat it out of the box. So I used to eat it out of the box. I used to read the box. It's always Captain. The word was written out Captain. So things like they were bringing up Captain Crunch,
Monopoly,
basic Monopoly, like the bottom basics. Just let you know, hey, there is something going on. Wake the fuck up, people. There's something going on, no matter if you remember or not, 100% of everything. Because what I found out is everybody has the effect. I can't find anybody who doesn't remember 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things. So this whole fucking thing is, I've got the Mandela effect. Shut the fuck up. You've got just as much memories as the fucking your neighbor might have. So people would fucking want to grab bongos and cheer and fucking say, I'm a saint now. I'm a saint so-and-so because no. So I watched the movie. I got through the basics and things I remember in 2016. I like the idea of his daughter being dead, and they used her grabbing the tail They really emphasize her holding the tail of Curious George. Remember, Curious George lost his tail in this timeline. People remember him having a tail. Now she's carrying I don't want to give away spoilers for people who are watching. People who are watching. If you don't want to hear spoilers, get the fuck out of the site. So we're gonna be talking about the movie. That's what we're here for. And then whatever happens to her in the water, and she gets fucking whatever eaten by goddamn Jaws. We're gonna need a bigger boat. So whatever, he fucking takes fucking whatever. She's dead. So the dude is going through in the movie I didn't like. Now I know you liked it. I did not like her at all. She shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been a fucking death because it ruined the movie for me. For me and only me. It was stupid. It set him off into his insanity, staring at the shit, going running around trying to figure things out. Because I did that and nobody died. Dad died in 2012. Was it 2012, 2013? I can't remember. 2012, I think. Dad died. I didn't go run around fucking going insane. Went to work and everything was normal. 2016, I went fucking off the rails because everything changed. So I didn't need no fucking death to fucking get me going. I just needed to pick up the book and go, what the fuck is this? This is incorrect. And then do my own research. So I could have saw him go, that's just as crazy, but without the fucking dead kid. To me, the movie came off to me as gray and gritty. It reminded me of a cheap-ass Lifetime movie, like a Lifetime movie you'd see on fucking TV. A Lifetime movie that's filmed out of Canada with the old fucking Canadian cheap-ass camera work. And it's a cheap-ass Canadian-made fucking Lifetime movie.
A Canadian version of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, a version of a Twilight Zone. I mean, didn't like it at all. So it was a completely fucking rip-off of Twilight Zone. If you're going to pay that kind of money, I want a goddamn movie. Now, I get the whole idea. It was gray, grainy, and they started you off sad and kept you fucking sad and kept you emotionally upset. Because when I was making discoveries, man, I was having more of a fun time. I was actually smiling and laughing. I was like, this is insane. We ain't in fucking Toto, or we ain't in fucking Kansas no more, Toto. And I'm like running around just, holy fuck. It was like playing a discovery game. Every new thing was a new code, a new message. I just looked crazy. I was sound crazy because I was coming off the narcotics. I gave up in a day. I had conversations like the scene where he was seeing the kid. Number one, he was seeing his kid. So maybe he did put that in there for a reason, because some people claim to see things. I don't know what people see.
No,
I know. I talked to Dad.
It's to sell the movie. That's why the death was in it, to sell it.
But I did have that kind of thing where I'm sitting in the room, and believe it or not, like Dad was talking. I was in the room and like Dad was talking. Now I'm like, I'm not insane, man. I wasn't even off the drugs yet. I was just taking my prescription. Nothing like a druggies. Not a junkie. I was a working addict, working addicts are. We've got our VA medication, so I wasn't a junkie. And having them fucking conversations and visions with things, and then hearing noises outside the door, that like crowds of people. I've heard noises. I was telling Jeremiah, my son, dude, I can hear fucking crowds of people outside the house. And Jeremiah's like, what are you talking about? I fucking hear people. I had the same thing where he was doing that, but nobody died. But I was having those same visionary kind of weird things. It's like, what the fuck am I hearing here? I just talked to Grandpa in the room. I told you, he was telling me I need to get off all the narcotics. Like, I got to give everything up in a day. And Jeremiah's like, huh? I know I sound crazy. I go, maybe it's in my head, dude, but I don't know. Having that, see, nobody had to die for me to have that. And then going forward in the show, also, I don't know, you remember we went to our cousin's wedding, the Jewish wedding? Remember the Jewish wedding we went to?
The vegan wedding?
Yeah, the vegan wedding, yeah.
Wedding?
You remember her, I don't want to say names on the camera. Remember her brother was there.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you probably don't know this. Now we like so everybody comes from kind of a different fucking whatever wavelength this place is. I remember him dying, dude. Like he was. I remember him dying. I remember him getting the word that he'd OD'd. He's a kid. He OD'd. So I was like, he OD'd, and I'm thinking it's kind of cool. She's getting married, you know. You and I are there. The cousins are there. We're all supporting each other. I was almost at the point like, don't worry, we're here for you. I wish your brother could have been here. And I remember saying that. She goes, "What are you talking about? He's over there." Like, huh? I felt stupid. And she goes, "He's over there." What the fuck? He was dead. Now, I don't know if you remember that. Not everyone gets the same shit, but for me, he died. I'm like, freaking died of an overdose. I remember getting the word. We were all, what the? No, I don't care. Again, and this Mandela effect is good in a way where we get to see people come back, and some people are sad. So he died, and so I'm like, holy fuck, he's alive. So that was kind of weird. Where he was seeing his daughter alive. So he was sitting that to me was what that was for me. Because I had also seen somebody in the family alive that was dead. Timmy.
Like I said, I just think she's in the movie just to sell it.
Just to sell it, yeah.
They didn't think the basic could work.
Yeah, just to kind of start the whole fucking get the sad story. We're gonna go. So going further, and then they met the guy. Now the guy, the African American, the professor, the doctor,
well, they made him look like Mandela a little bit.
Not only did he look like Mandela, after research is done, and somebody else, I think his name was Lone Eagle, did some research on the guy too. The guy was actually played Mandela in Nelson Mandela in other movies. He played Nelson Mandela in other movies. No, he also played the black actor that's he plays God. He plays God.
Bruce Almighty.
Morgan Freeman.
Bruce Almighty.
He also played like a Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman played God in other movies. So have him in that part looking like Morgan Freeman had him specifically set up to look like he's playing the role of God. Remember, like Evan Almighty. Remember Evan Almighty?
Mm-hmm. Bruce Almighty.
And then Bruce Almighty. And then Bruce Almighty, and then it was Evan Almighty, and they had him.
That kind of put me back a little bit when I saw like they make this guy look like just kind of sell you like he looks like Mandela, like you said, in the God from Bruce Almighty. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, is this? Can't they just get a regular professor guy and someone who's trying to make him look like them, like it's a fan service?
Yeah. So they had him specifically because he looks like Morgan Freeman and Nelson Mandela. If Morgan Freeman fucked Nelson Mandela and they had a man baby based off their fucking their DNA, they would have this guy. So this guy has got the same wrinkles in the face, the same concerning blah blah blah, and he's the professor. And so of course they had him playing a drunk. That was weird. Now, why was the guy just a piece of shit? Why can't he be an accredited person? So you've got somebody with the Mandela effect meeting a doctor, an accredited doctor, but no, he meets an accredited suicidal drunk alcoholic doctor.
And he has a card to get into where that main computer is, but he's not supposed to be there.
He's not supposed to be there, no.
But why would you give him access then if he got off the project?
What told me was, and I'm just saying this because I've had a lot of African American friends that were very, very, very Christian, very religious, and he was talking about things that he might not have done. So it was like he had regrets about I shouldn't have done this because now I'm playing God. That's what I got out of it. I'm playing God. Now I'm fucking with God. I'm poking at God, and I should not poke with reality. So he did all the things. He made the discovery of life is a simulation, and then he had the moral problems of should I have tampered with it. That's what I got out of it. And then much later we find out he's whatever he didn't, but then all of a sudden he did commit suicide. Before he didn't, then all of a sudden he did. And then his wife was dead, but then all of a sudden his wife's alive and he committed suicide. His wife came back and he committed suicide. The guy's daughter comes back, and then his wife was loony. Like his wife was like almost suicidal. So like he got somebody back, but did his wife become suicidal? What the fuck is that about? So it's almost like a give and take when it comes to like that was weird. And then they went into the quantum theories. Then they made the girl's face pixelate. I'm like, why are you pixelating her face? What was that about? Now, is there anybody out there saying I saw things pixelate? I think the guy got some information from somebody else telling him. So he's got information from lots of other people with the effect. And the problem is I think the majority of the people he's got with the effect are liars. So he's got a lot of things right. But he's got some wrong shit. And I think the guy went way off the path. And then the end of the movie, like you said, the end of the movie just went off the rails, dude. It just went into a dark sci-fi movie. I was waiting for his wife to turn into a zombie at this point. I mean, I would have been happy if she turned into a zombie. I would have said, at least it made the fucking movie better. Right towards the end of the movie, it was gone. I was like, this is stupid. This fucking movie went stupid. It started off okay. Give and take with the whole death thing. I can tolerate it. I see where he's using it as a catalyst to get the things out. Okay, I got it. Then the movie goes forward. All of a sudden, she comes back. And then everything's reversed. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Now he's going off the reservation with this shit. And then an hour and 20 minutes of the last 20 minutes were garbage. He had 1 hour of gritty ass, something you'd see on fucking some network, some women's network channel. And then it just went off, and also Twilight Zone, and then it just went off the reservation. So
yeah, and trying to do too much fan service, too much
too fast, too quick, and they're trying to hone in too many fucking components. He was trying to appease everybody with the effect.
Everybody trying to get the horror thriller people, trying to get the Mandela people, trying to put this and this, and where if they would have simplified it a little bit more, you could have had something.
Yeah.
I don't know if this reminding you of another movie.
Which one?
When he gets on the computer because he wants to change things. He's typing. Do you remember an old wonderful 80s flick about a computer by putting information in a computer and something starts happening?
Oh,
it's the brother of Ron Howard.
Weird Science.
Nope. No, Weird Science is the comedy. I'm talking about the horror movie. A horror movie.
Oh God, doesn't Ron Howard's
brother
play the part, a B part? It was Hacker. Yes, he's got the round head. Yeah, he's his brother. Yeah, he was one of my favorite fucking B actor horror movie fucking ever.
Where he gets the Bible and he takes types in all the devil's Bible and puts the information in the computer, starts changing the computer, and then that's what opens up the gates to hell.
It was Evil Speak. You should have put that as your cover. Evil Speak as your cover. Evil Speak, yeah. It's got that. I don't know. Evil Speak was better.
Oh, Evil Speak was way better. Evil Speak was way better, but when he was typing on the computer and trying to do things, it just reminded me of Evil Speak, Cooper Dick.
Yeah.
And that movie was more exciting, flying in the air with a sword.
I would much rather watch Evil Speak, man. I wish somebody paid me to watch it, man. I'm mad I had to pay for that. I'm mad I had to put a fucking penny down. I wish I would have, but I had to watch it for this review. So it's like, you got to do what you got to do, man. I would have done that movie more like Evil Speak, where you're using Mandela, where you say these can be Mandela effects, but to make it where something horror is going to happen, something good. Because at the end, when everybody's all happy and the girl's alive, it's like watch all of it for an ending that's like nothing's happened. Yeah.
What was it? Where was it? Dallas or Dynasty, or one of those shows where the guy died, but then next year they decided to they want to bring him back, so they just made it where it's all a dream.
Yeah.
And they made like, what? A dream? That's what they kind of did with this. I would have rather them just flip the whole thing, and where at the end of the story where she commits suicide, his wife or something.
Yeah, maybe she got washed out in the water.
That it's like trying to do a Sixth Sense without that final punchline, that final twist. It's like I was waiting for a twist.
Yeah,
you back on the beach. It wasn't. It was just like this could have happened. Thanks to the Mandela effect, this saved my daughter.
I mean, anything. I mean, because again, we had a relative. I saw a relative. I happened to be lucky enough to see. Well, unlucky enough to see the motherfucker die or hear rumors of death, and then see him alive. That was cool. And for some people, they probably have that. I've heard they've had that experience, which is a good experience. But this dude is like, his daughter's back. He's in bed. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere, he's all gritty looking. I don't see the guy go to work. I mean, how the fuck is he working? He just sees his daughter come back, and she glitches in. Glitch. So it's like, oh, it's a Matrix. This whole thing is a Matrix.
Yeah, so they used the Mandela effect, him changing with his computer to make the world better for him.
He hacked it. He hacked fucking D-Wave, puts in his own fucking virus and what did it do?
Now this is the worried part about a movie like this. Now, see if you agree with me. Agree with me on this. Okay, so now a common person watches it and picks up this and this and this information like, I want to learn more about this, and when you go into YouTube world, and most of the time you type in Mandela effect, you get these people. I'm not saying the real people, but the people that just more for 1 million subscribers or whatever. These people who just talk about the same simple things. Yeah. It doesn't really get deep in it. And you always wonder, are people going to follow, or going to try to get into it and follow the wrong people and don't follow the community, the discussions about not just your popular 5 same items about Monopoly. Yeah. That's what I wonder, that if it's going to kind of hurt the community, because they're not going to talk to the community. They're just going to see the front runners. Like you guys you went on the Digital Intel show. Yeah. You and Patrick, which that was actually a fantastic interview. And you guys like talking about not scums, but the wrong prophets, the wrong people the
false fucking prophets, man.
And you wonder, because of this movie, some of these people are going to try to because a lot of those kind of people, I told you this before, that I invited a lot of those people to jump on our show, those simple ones, and they won't do it. It's like they're going to give this top 5, but I'm not going to go on a real show and talk in the community about it.
Yeah, they're not going to come on the show. Oh, you got to hold on. You got to wait. You got to man, baby. Chloe's in there. I kept telling everybody that the dude who made the film it was not Mandela affected. Very good. Mandela, what the fuck, Mandela? So Chloe's in there making some comments.
Well, when you're making a movie, think about it. If you're making a movie, you're a director, and you're going to make a low budget. You're going to try to sell this movie somehow. And it's like, Mandela effect. There really hasn't been a movie about it. So it's a kind of a tool to use. But like I said, they put too much in it, too much fan service, where forget the story, fan service. Yeah. Now, what I liked when you were talking to Digital and Patrick, but I did like when Patrick was talking. Yeah. I respected when Patrick was talking, because I liked when he was saying that he didn't say the movie was great, but he was saying there were certain scenes that actually made him tear up. Yeah. I can see that where the awakening could be related to your kind of awakening. Take the dead bodies out. Take the dead girl out.
Yeah. You don't need the dead girl.
I actually respected his review on that, because he didn't say the movie was great. He just said there's certain things that made him realize that's what I went through at those moments. So that did all right.
That's exactly. I mean, you didn't have to start you in a horror film, man. He didn't have to start you in feeling like shit.
If you're gonna do a horror movie, do a horror movie.
Just to do a horror movie, then do a horror movie. Leave the fucking Mandela effect out of it.
I love horror movies. Yeah,
I don't mind it, but he was doing he started you off like in a bad fucking note. I'm like, why do I want to feel bad now? I want to feel bad. I'm gonna feel bad for this guy. I don't want to feel bad for somebody waking up. I always feel good when somebody wakes up. Okay, they have a rough time at first. Their family and friends, they start fucking alienated. They get alienated. You're arguing with the fucking minister. You're arguing with your fucking local pastors. You're arguing with your neighbors. I mean, but you're waking up, and I'm like, this is something. I mean, and I remember I was atheist. I debunk. I'm from the world of science, archaeology, anthropology, evolution. I debated everybody against the fucking Bible. I didn't believe in anything in there. And now I know God's alive and woke me up. There's no way this could happen unless there's some super ass fucking alien from some planet fucking Zeta Beta Beta, which I don't fucking think so. This is the great designer. This is the great architect. And to take this place and call it a fucking matrix, to belittle life like that, to take this place and just call it a fucking matrix, what is it? Well, I don't know. Is it God's kingdom that made it for fucking his people that he made? The great creator made everybody in a beautiful place that we're fucking up. And now it's nothing. It's just a zip matrix. It belittles life. And then they even take a cheaper shot and say it's just a fucking D-Wave. It's just a D. Now, I studied D-Wave, dude. I went and I looked up all the information. I got the concept down. D-Wave is nothing but a hoax bullshit. It's real in that it does what it does, but it's pretty much a brainless fucking machine. It's brainless. And they're trying harder and harder to get it to say something, but it is brainless. There's nothing in there for O's and zeros to say anything. You've got a frozen electron. Frozen. That's it. A frozen electron. I can make one at the garage. Give me some, you and I, let's get some shit that's so cold that at the vacuum of fucking space at something 0, the coldest of cold can be, will freeze an electron. And if an electron doesn't vibrate, it's frozen in space. It's frozen, barely moving. And what you have is a positive and you have a negative. The positive is frozen, but the negative electron is not frozen. Only the positive is. So the electron, or the negative electron, can travel in any dimension theoretically in time and space. But just because you have a negative electron doesn't mean it's doing anything and going anywhere. It could be at the other end of the fucking universe. It doesn't matter. It's not picking up ice cream. It could go anywhere, correct. In any time and space, it can go anywhere. Doesn't mean it's doing anything. This is not picking up information because it can't speak back to you. So they're freezing certain types of electrons to see if the negatives, because the positives are frozen, and so the negative is not. So the negative can go, it's free to wander. Because they work as imagine two twins that are identical, to two twins. You freeze one twin and the other one can't be frozen. So now it's free to do anything it wants because they're attached to each other by a thread. They've always been attached to each other. You freeze one where it can't go nowhere. The other one is kind of free to do whatever it wants. Doesn't make it intelligent. It's not picking up and giving back information. Just because it is going through fucking dimensions doesn't mean it's picking up anything. Even if it is, it's not doing anything. So it can't talk to you. People are like, the super fucking computer speaking back. It can't talk to you. Now, I made a theory. Thanks, Chloe, for there you go. There is a theory that I do have. It's similar to it's an idea of the quantum fucking computer, but in reality. Now, I mentioned I'm going to use the same science that everybody else uses. Imagine the Earth. Sagittarius arm. It's on the boondocks, which means it's on the furthest point out. In our timeline, the moon was theoretically exiting the Earth. That means every year it got a minute fraction of a whatever away from the Earth. Over multiple billion years, that moon would eventually been out of the Earth's gravity and on its way out. The Earth itself would have been itself moving out of the Milky Way galaxy and out into the fucking void of whatever the fuck the void was. The Earth had a death sentence back where we're from. It was on a time limit. It was done. It was on the out boondocks. It was going to go eventually. So once it moves, the Earth moves away from the sun. So far it goes away from the sun, it begins to freeze. If the sun itself blows up or the sun goes out, which is just a hydrogen fucking sun, if the candle is not lit and it goes out, the Earth immediately freezes. So everybody, like you and me, dude. So you're like you're kicking back, making your morning coffee. All of a sudden, you're like this. You're immediately frozen. Like so fast. Like mine is fucking 0 something. You're frozen. Everything on the planet is frozen. Planes fall out of the sky. Almost just poof. There's no atmosphere. There's no nothing. Everything is frozen immediately. Then we ourselves become D-wave, because even though our positive particles are frozen in our body, our negative particles can still wander. So is it that you and me are frozen back on fucking Sagittarius arm? Are we just frozen? And now we flipped. Now our negatives are now alive and walking around. Hey, something's different here. This seems different. Now our positives are frozen, but our negatives, which is who we are now, a negative electron, we're still walking around. We can still maneuver. We can still move. It's the same thing as freezing a fucking anything, and then the negative go off and does whatever it wants. But they did so much emphasis on the fucking D-wave like it's something special. To me, it's propaganda bullshit. I know everything about the fucking machines, and it's nothing. There's no artificial intelligence out of them. I throw that in there. So they really pushed a lot of bullshit information on people too in that movie. They really pushed the D-wave on you. I'm like, this bullshit.
Yeah, you can tell me this homeless guy lives in a house and he knows how to do programs to make corrections in the big computer that he's never even helped to build.
He's never built, and he can't anyway. There are no. He put it. Okay, yeah, dude, correct. He put binary numbers, zeros and ones. That's how basic it is. We'll go back to being stupid. Zeros and ones. He puts it in a fucking D-wave, which is just a frozen electron. It doesn't have intelligence. It can't
be a multi-billionaire. Do all that.
All he would have done is shut it all down.
Him and a drunk professor figured that out.
He just froze an electron. He froze an electron. It's like taking the planet Earth, some big-ass, huge-ass, super fucking entity took the Earth and just froze it. Just put it, we'll do it this way. Let's do D-wave. We'll do it on a different kind of situation. So the Earth, I did the old natural way where it moved out into space and froze. We'll just say this super fucking entity, Earth, takes Earth, puts it in this machine, hits the switch and freezes it past 0. It's 100% pure ass, untouched, frozen fucking planet. So now you have the negative of that planet, the negative existence of that planet, the negative existence is now free to do whatever it wants in any dimension. Go through any dimension if it wants. But now, if you're an all-seeing eye, like all-seeing Father, you could see where that thing goes. Then you can see, but we can't see it. We don't know we're frozen. We could be in a D-wave monster fucking computer by God. You know, the Earth is frozen somewhere. We don't know. But other than that, no man can do it. No man can freeze. They're just freezing matter. That's it. Freezing matter till it doesn't vibrate no more. That's it. Has no intelligence. I hate people that are just taking sci-fi and they're just running the gauntlet with it like it's fucking going to be the next biggest thing. Everything's changing because of D-Wave. No, D-Wave isn't doing anything.
You know, old 80s TV show, parts of the movie kind of reminding me, or when they were talking about, you know, glitches in time, how things are fixing itself or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, old TV 80s show. I don't know. You might remember this. A lot of people ain't gonna remember this. You ever remember a show called Voyager, where it's a man and a kid, and the story is this guy somehow goes through time because things change. And he has to fix it.
The time guy with the fucking watch. He had the watch with the globe. Yeah,
he goes in one timeline and takes the kid with him because somehow the dimensions change where like maybe Hitler didn't die or something. He has to go in there and refix it before it fucks up everything else.
Yeah, that's more like it. Voyager. I remember the time guy who went through time and space. But they physically went. He hits the fucking thingy and he goes the correct time. It's kind of like people think that Quantum Leap was the big fucking coolest show, which was cool.
No, that came after.
Did it come after or before? Yeah, Quantum Leap was way after. This was 80s. Voyager was 80s. He had they had a vest on. He had a vest and the thing around, and he was like kind of like went through time.
Like you, he's like an anthropologist. Like he has to go and fix things because things got out of whack somehow.
Yeah, he had that kid he picked up from Earth with him, and he had curly black hair. Yeah, like yeah, and he's like running through different times and different. I love that movie. That's good memory, man. I bet you. Does it even exist anymore? I wonder if it even exists anymore.
No, that's maybe this movie should have done something like that, or you got that old time machine movie called Time Bandits with all those midgets, and they take that kid and they go through time to steal things.
I think Time Bandits was way better than this movie. I want to watch Time Bandits again. I want to watch Time Bandits again. I've been craving that. That's what he said. I've been craving watching Time Bandits. I've been craving to watch. I want to watch Voyager. I forgot that. I gotta write it down in my book. Voyager. I gotta write it down. But Voyager, I'm gonna look for that series and then I'm gonna watch it again. Those are good shows. Those are these people's idea of time travel. It's not correct. Human DNA DNA can go through time. Only mathematical DNA can go through time. That's it. Well, I think you and I you've been hitting around to like quantum jumping, where people from the past and the future could go into your body. You go into yourself, and another place of yourself, only of yourself. And then within genetic lines down the line, you can also jump into your great grandson much down the line. You can jump.
That's more exciting than trying to fix things with zeros and ones.
You can't binary zeros and ones. What is that going to? He was in the movie. People that are watching our show, not my show, Eric's show. People are watching Eric's show. The guy puts he's a coder. Okay, so he's coding. Now you can code a computer. Congratulations, Silicon Valley cocksucker. But you can't code a D-Wave because it don't work that way. The entire guts are different. It's nothing but a frozen fucking refrigerator, man. It's got frozen shit in it. It's just frozen matter. So what is the code doing? What is this binary zeros and ones going to do in a fucking frozen vacuum? It doesn't do anything. So what did he hack? Only thing he could hack is the temperature. The only thing probably running on zeros and ones binary code, dude, is probably the temperature. That's it. Keeping the temperature cold. Other than that, what's produced from the negative electron is what's important. But it has no intelligence. Just because you freeze matter doesn't mean what's on the other side is going to give you an answer. You ain't going to know what's over there.
And if a computer existed like that, it'd be on a military base, surrounded by military people. Not where a drunk could get in there and.
We're some director, some fucking Mandela effect director can fucking just use the information and fucking make a fucking thing. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way.
If I'm going to rate this out of 10 points, I'll give it just a 3.
Shit. You gave it. I was going to give it a 4 just because it had the content, but you lower than mine.
No, I just give it a 3 because it's like a cute little intro.
Yeah.
Documentary intro.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it like, you could have done so much better. You know how you make this movie better at the end? Okay, I got a green screen, right? I need to
I
read. I need to
give it
read
more than a 3. I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I was just being sympathetic. I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, so I gave it a 4. And I thought I was going to be insulting. I could have swore you were going to give it like at least a 5.
No,
You're like 3.
because first of all, to make a movie a 5 for me, that means I can watch it once on a Saturday morning or a Sunday. After I saw this movie, I don't need to see this ever again.
Yeah, me neither.
Cute little intro.
No.
Now, I want to get the ending. I got a green screen. I want to remix the ending. Okay, you take the ending on the desert, or daughters in the water.
Yeah,
I like to cut in the scene from Evil Speak where he races with a pig's head on his body with the sword.
Yeah,
give it a really good ending. I can make the movie that much better. I could probably get it to a 6.
Why don't you take the movie and fix it, dude? If you could fix the movie by taking Evil Dead, or not Evil Dead, but take what's it
Evil
called?
Speak.
Evil Speak.
Evil Speak.
Take Evil Speak, Evil Speak, and then fix the movie. Fix the movie. Here's the funny thing. There's a lot of people out there that are I call them they're false. They're false. They're people that woke up with some effects. Again, everybody has the effects, except they've decided to go ahead and run with what the memories they have. God didn't wake them up. God gave them just a little bit to see, but they're not relevant on the big picture, so they're just not relevant. But they're making themselves relevant, being false prophets, and now they're going to go out and be this group and form a group. And the group to what? You weren't chosen to do anything. You're not a protagonist in anybody's fucking play but your own. And you should just take care of what you have in front of you and not stop looking at other people to recruit for something you don't have. And now I'm seeing them watching this movie, and they're getting a little tear, and they're thinking, this is me. The reason why I'm saying this is because I have talked to other people with the effect that I know I've already 100% have it. They're really got it. Who also watch when I'm with other shows and talking to other people. Some of these people are quoting their personal Mandela experiences verbatim from a movie. Now, there's a movie called The Butterfly Effect.
Yep.
Called The Butterfly Effect.
The guy from the 70s show.
Yes. And
Christian, whatever his name is.
When he has the effect, he has like a ringing, and he has the shakes, and there's a certain kind of a tone he gets. I've heard people describe their experiences with shifting 100% like the Butterfly Effect movie. Like the movie.
Well,
they're describing the movie.
What you're describing is after Steven Spielberg did Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
yeah,
everybody's starting to drawing aliens like the ones he put in that movie. Like,
yeah, right.
They saw an image, and everybody now says they see that image.
We see the same thing as that one, just like the movie. So I had one person, I don't want to say names, but this person described what I'm like, in my mind, I didn't want to say nothing. I'm like, oh, this person's describing the movie, The fucking Butterfly Effect. They're talking about shifting in the butterfly. This is the Butterfly Effect. And I talked to another person to come and say, I don't want to say anything. The person goes, the Butterfly Effect movie? And I go, correct. Did you hear the same thing I did? Oh, the Butterfly Effect movie. This person honestly thinks they fucking do this. And then the false prophet David Icke, which is a false fucking lizard prophet. The dude is full of shit. He doesn't even have he's a professional propagandist, deliberately there to fucking set you into the wrong fucking course. He doesn't believe in God. He's throwing the alien, and he's throwing the false moon at you. It's hollow moon fucking theory. And the moon rings like a bell when people hit it. Boom. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? The moon is what? Well, we can't figure out what it is now. It's probably some fucking plasma thingy. There's nobody been to the moon. So the other people talking about how the moon theories and how they remember it exploding. I'm like, remember the moon explode? Didn't David Icke say that? So people are quoting David Icke's books like it's their own personal experience. People are quoting the movies like the butterfly effect, like it's their own personal experience. Like they are some sort of quantum fucking jumpers, and they're full of shit. And I have a natural lying detector. It's what the military incorporate. I have a natural lie detector. I can listen to people talk and go, "You're lying. You're lying." Or some people, I figured they're literally they've got mental disorders. They've got an actual outside of the Mandela effect. They have 100% a mental disorder. They literally believe that they are fucking moving through A to B. They actually have a real mental disorder. So those people like that actually have the effect, that actually a regular schmuck, maybe a janitor in a bathroom, black, white, Asian, who knows, working 9 to 5, just doing all of a sudden wakes up next day and he's seeing things different. That poor guy or girl that has a family, has to deal with a writer, a regular schmuckatelli fucking human being who has the effect, is having all these difficulties and having to relate to people. Hey, it wasn't like that, man. This changed and this changed. Now they got to deal with the fucking mentally insane people. Go, yeah, me too. In fact, my head rattles, and then next thing you know, I'm in a different fucking dimension. Oh shit! I just came from the place where the moon blew up. Oh no! Just the cloudy in the fucking water, just the muddy everything. So it's even harder to find the people who actually have the effect. It's getting harder and harder.
Yep, you're gonna get those fake people. Gonna take the movie, make those 5 top ones on the show, and then everybody's a clone. Wow,
yeah. We're all clones. We're all in we're in the Matrix, or that one cocksucker fucking light warrior. The game. We're in the game. What game are you fucking talking about?
And if you invite any of those people to come on to a show like this or any other show, they won't do it.
They won't do it because they'll get shot down so fast with good old-fashioned science. That's why, I mean, I might not be friends with individuals, but at least I know wholeheartedly there's a few people that I know, even if we're not like talking, they have the effect. And I'm thankful that God fucking sent some people who actually have the effect. You don't need to know science. You don't need to know all the extra stuff. You just need to know the basics and to have the passion behind it to have the effect. But there's so many people that are just taking what they have and they're like Kanye West. Kanye West, dude, has the effect. He's been dropping fucking truth bombs about I don't know 100%. I'm not going to give that man any credit for things, but he's coming off like he has the effect. And I've been watching some stuff on Kanye West, believe it or not.
I mean, you never know. Doesn't matter if you have money or not.
The Mandela effect does not discriminate against color. It doesn't discriminate against money.
Money, either. Poor.
No. It doesn't discriminate against people with money. It doesn't discriminate people of color, people of or injuries or disabilities. Obviously, you look at you and me, man. We're fucked up. Well, we're good now. You healed and I healed. But it doesn't discriminate. So there's people out there who have the effect that are just actually concerned and they're looking for other people with the effect to have conversations. Then there's others that are looking like predators. They're predators. They're predators, man. Yep. Fucking predators. And they know that some other people with the Mandela effect are mentally ill. They know it too. They're not stupid. And these predators are going specifically out to get those people that are mentally ill. They have all these problems. Specifically, they could do what they will with the mentally ill.
Well, you ready for the topic question?
Yes.
I wish we had a woman who would love to jump on the stream. If there's a woman watching, I put a link to join us because I would love to get a woman's perspective about religion. And there's some conversations that we had the last 2-3 weeks, because the title is God and the Pope, against the Me Too movement. And this is why I'm bringing this up. I wish I had a perspective from a woman. I'm not a woman. I mean, you're not a woman, so I'm not trying to offend any women out there. Let me get that straight. I'm not trying to offend it, but
yeah,
if I was a woman and if religion is 100% true, say it is true.
Yeah.
There's no question that it's not true. As a woman, how can you respect the leaders of religion? And what I mean is, you start with God. I don't know if we talked about it last week. What I've understand is there's nothing in writing that he asked Mary to carry the baby Jesus. He just put it in her. I don't remember. If somebody else says there's words that he actually gave her the option, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I never heard of the option.
If you look at that, technically, I'm not trying to say I'm going against God, but technically, on surface, you could say that's rape. I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Okay, now, I was looking here. Before I go to the Pope, I want to go to Jesus Christ. Now, so he put his son in there, and then before Jesus died on a cross or whatever, the Last Supper, in this article, he assigned 12 men to run like churches. 12 men, no women, no women at all. All men. So
according to the Bible, remember, according to the Bible, yes.
Yes, that's what I mean. According to the Bible.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm just basing it on what articles out there now.
Yeah.
Then you could give me the Mandela or maybe what the truth is. This is why, like I said, this is why the show. Like I'm a learner and you're a teacher.
Okay.
So as of right now, God forced the baby in a woman without her permission. Jesus, he signed all men and no women. Like a woman's not powerful enough to run her own church. Okay. Now, let's go to the Pope. Now, how to become a Pope? I got a script here. I'm reading this script. Number 1, be a Catholic and be a man. Okay. Okay. Now, step one, become a priest. In addition to your education qualification, you must also be a man, unmarried, willing to remain celibate forever. Okay, of course, we all know the celibate thing that we all know. So if you really think about it, if I was a woman and now you know a woman cannot be a pope.
Yeah.
The closest thing a woman could be in the Catholic world, which I'm not Catholic, if somebody's Catholic, give me this information. You can only be a nun. And what is really technically a nun there to do? To serve the man, to serve whatever the man wants. So how can we change as a world where everybody is equal, where the religion itself is, I don't know, Catholic, it's against the woman. Why can't they change it to where a woman has an opportunity and chance to be a pope? You can change amendments. You can change things. How come they won't change it?
Okay, so that's a good question. Good question.
I mean,
there's a war. There's a battle going on. It's been around for since Yeshua kicked his fucking heels up around. There's been a fucking battle. It's a 50-50 battle. Jesus had a brother, and his brother was Jewish, which means both Jesus and his brother were circumcised. His brother was also a head of a church and practicing Judaism. At the same time, Yeshua was Jewish. And though you have Peter, a convert to follow Yeshua, he was not Jewish, and he did not follow the fucking Jewish ways. He didn't fucking care for Jewish ways. He was not circumcised. And even in the Bible, he says, people shouldn't be circumcising themselves. Well, why should we mutilate our bodies? And blah, 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 blah. Well, God told these people, I don't fucking know if I believe it or not, but he says, you got to circumcise yourself. So I'm starting that. Okay. So now you have the circumcised Jewish, the Messianic means Messiah, Messianic Jews with the fucking Christian Jews. So you have the separation right there. Now you have two different factions already started within the early proto-Christianity fucking churches. So you got two already arguing fucking factions. So now you go into the church. Now you got two more arguments going. Jesus was married and had children. There's one group. Jesus was a man. He had a penis. His penis and fucking made children. His little fucking man butter fucking made babies. His baby was Lady Magdalene. That was his role. That was the name in the book. We don't know how many fucking chicks he had. We don't know how he rolled. But he had babies. So Jesus had babies in one argument of the fucking faction. The other faction says he's the son of God. And he has taken the vow of chastity, and he is only and only ever be the only son of God, and that he did not have sex with any females and did not procreate and did not conceive a child. And therefore, he himself will be coming back in a fucking fiery chariot with fucking sword, fire, holding a fucking sheep, wearing a fucking lion's robe. Just him. Nobody else, no descendant. One side says that Jesus will not be returning as himself, but a descendant of his loin, using science to fucking get him down the line, procreation and whatever is down the line. The other one says, again, he's going to come down the line himself because he magically disappeared into the fucking ether sphere. He's going to fly a fucking magical craft down and become just of himself from the time period he left. So you have two factions of the church now. Two factions. One faction, the faction that says that he did not have children, are the ones for a long time rewrote the canons. The canons are the link as the Bible. The books of the Bible are called canons, and they were just transcribed by monks from people from the Vatican, from the fucking church, and these are celibate fuckers. And so God or Jesus is the magic man. He's the magical person. He doesn't need to have children. The other side says, no, bullshit. He had children. And so now you've got an argument because, like you said about the females, because the one side says Jesus is a magical person. He's the son of God and magic. He's God incarnate, a floating fucking apparition of a holy person with magic powers. Well, there's no women involved in that. There's no women involved. There's no women involved in his craft. There's nothing to be a woman involved in his craft. He came from an immaculate conception. God himself put the seed in. Jesus is born. He's of God. He's a magic guy. He's like God, floating around like a magic person. The other part of the church says, no, he's a man with flesh and blood. He pisses, he shits, he fucking drinks, he whatever's. He's a human. He fucks. He has children. So the church is divided. It's been divided. It's been divided for a long, long time. There was even some popes that allowed priests originally to have, priests were allowed to have wives. Of the pope, there was a time when priests could have wives. And then much later, they became the strict version, took over, where Jesus was the magic person, where everybody was celibate. And women were demonized. They were considered, no women important in the Bible. Lady Magdalene, now she was a prostitute. Make sure she writes her up as a prostitute. That's all she was, as a servicer of men. She wasn't anybody special. So there's your little argument about the fucking Bible.
But now those men he made celibate to run it, I'm sure they weren't celibate before they joined their club. So they all played the field.
There are no celibacies in Judaism. Yeshua was a rabbi. He was not celibate. He was a rabbi. They're encouraged to have children. They're supposed to have a wife and child. They're supposed to have wife and children. Because wives, I don't know how many.
Life is the most powerful gift you could give to the world, right?
Yes. So there was a wife and husband, children down the line. He was 100% Jewish. However, he might have talked to his own dad, which makes him a little bit fucking weird because then he's like a whole different line of, outside of the whole Judaism thing. He's like a borderline pagan on that aspect. So he didn't apply to their rules. That's why they killed him in the first place. He kind of broke away from their rules. However, he was trained. He's a trained rabbi. As in the other side, again, the other side of that coin, they were not rabbis. They did not follow the Judaism fucking codes. And so they could say, well, we gotta be celibate. That's what Yeshua was, according to the book. But he was not. He was a rabbi. He had children. So you have an argument. There's a huge argument. So they broke away from the church. They've started their own fucking whatever, religion. They're over there in the Catholicism kind of a thing. And see, the Pope himself bangs, man. I mean, he's already been under fucking investigation for child trafficking. He allowed all these children to be raped and sold out of fucking South America. The piece of shit is just a Don Mafia cocksucker, and he's a Jesuit on top of it. And it was not supposed to ever be a Jesuit Pope. Now we're in the opposite world where the fucking red light is on top, and you have a Jesuit Pope, which is a different religion entirely from the original papistry, whatever Catholic fucking faith. So I think maybe the Jesuit, he's the scientist version of it, probably believes that Jesus was a fucking man walking around on earth. As in the other side says he was not. He was, a magical, ghostly being. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. He's a Holy Ghost version, magical person. So there's your battles. There's what you're talking about with the women thing. One side said women was relevant, and the other side women were not relevant and changed in the Bible. Yeah. So
you would think that they want to change the world for the better, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to change the world for the better, wouldn't the best statement to change the world the better is saying we're going to open a church where our next pope will be a woman?
Sure. I mean, she could do the job, yeah. If she's qualified, does a damn good job, yeah. I mean, I don't think they need a pope at all.
I don't think either. I don't think one man should have that much power over everybody else. I don't
believe in a pope at all.
But if you do, you should open up to the most purest person based on themselves, not what sex they are.
Yeah. Number one, there shouldn't be no chastity. There should be no fucking celibacy for fucking any priest or anything. That's a personal choice. If they want to take that discipline, if they want to have that they want to take a fast, if that's their fast, and they're gonna do better for themselves and other people if they fast like that, I highly recommend it for fucking priests to fast. But to be celibate your whole life, no. Should priests have fucking families? Should have a wife or yeah, absolutely, 100%. If they don't want to do that, they can fast. Should women have positions of status? Absolutely have power. Absolutely have power. They should have complete power. They should have equal power to any man, because God, what the fuck, do they know God's a man or a woman? Is there somebody with a fucking picture saying God's a man? Who really? I mean, because we're all born women before we become men. Women come first in the fucking when a baby is produced in the belly of a woman, they're females first. Then the hormones kick in, they become male. So who's to say God isn't a female?
I mean, you got some countries that a woman could be prime minister. We had a woman who tried to run for president last time. But I mean, and you think the most powerful religion of the world, it's still a woman's only there to serve the man. It's just it's weird from afar. Who's not religious? It's just so weird seeing this. It's just like, why? Yeah. I mean,
I can see, if there was a celibate nun, I would rather trust a nun than a fucking supposed celibate fucking priest, because the cocksucker's not.
And of course, that's a whole topic of its own. That why do they need to be celibate nowadays? Now, there's a lot of issues of like you said, kid rapes and all that. I'm not saying that would cure it, but if you give everybody an opportunity, chance to live a life and be in the position you want to be in,
like Grandpa,
why can't? Yeah, like Grandpa, he had a good life. He loved God. I just don't.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not a religious person, so I don't know the stories of the Bibles and all that. But just from afar, what I'm seeing is just so weird that in the church world, a woman could only be a servant to a man. It's just so weird.
Yeah. Not only she's gonna be a servant to God, but she's gotta be a servant
huge.
to the man first that's working with or being the whatever for God. So now you've got a woman that has to be subservient to a male God.
I'm just
and
reading Walk the Plank just wrote, just set the Pope on fire.
Who said this? Who said this?
Walk the plank. Just, I'm not saying set the Pope on fire. What I'm saying is, for the world to really change to be better, where we all respect each other, every opportunity should be there for everybody. You know, I mean, it's just, and the most two powerful things in the world is, unfortunately, your government and the church.
Well, the Catholic Church pretty much is one of the biggest fucking mafiosos on the. It probably is the biggest mafioso.
It is. It's like an Italian mafia where only the men rule. Powerful, rich men.
They own everything. They own you. They own religion. They own everything. They own fucking property they shouldn't have. They're the biggest exporter of fucking human trafficking on the fucking planet. They're the big. I mean, I know personally from fucking doing my job in the military, know that there were always a priest involved somewhere moving fucking children around and trafficking. They're god awful fucking people. God does not like them. And there's a reason why we all woke up. The reason why the Mandela effect is here, in my opinion, is because God's pissed. And he wants that fucking church shut the fuck down. And he wants that fucking Pope shut the fuck down. He wants anybody wearing that fucking collar shut the fuck down.
So why don't the Me Too movement go against the church? Why don't they fight against the Catholic Church?
Because the Me Too movement is made up. In my opinion, I only say it for myself, and from my own personal observation, the Me Too movement is another false movement. It was some bunch of people sitting around in a fucking room saying, we need to have this happen. We need this to happen. Okay, let's set up what do you guys want to call it? What do you want to call it? Oh, I don't know. You want to call it the women of justice? No. That puts out women. We need a better name than that. Let's see. How about the Me Too movement? The Me Too movement. We're gonna have both black, whites, gays, straights, pedophiles, crocodiles, and histiles all together in one fucking spot. We're gonna call it Me Too. And everyone's going to identify themselves if you cover everybody's fucking sexual fucking whatever preference. And then we're going to put them all together in one big ass group. And they're going to move them down the street and have them scream and burn garbage cans. And everyone's going to pay attention to them and not the fucking Pope. So you have the Me Too movement, which is an artificial group. An artificial group. They're not real. They're a made up group. But here's the thing. The people in the group, they're real because they think it's real. They don't know it's not real. They don't know that the CIA, in my time back in band camp, could go to any country and just start a movement. They're not. The best way to start a revolution is to start a movement. They don't know where it came from. They don't know it was a bunch of sinister cocksuckers in the fucking corner who had an alternative fucking idea for it. They start the fucking Me Too movement in some weird ass country to get the revolution going. They don't know where it started from. They just know a bunch of people got together and it's all set up. And there's always the one sinister guy in the fucking back room going, yes, excellent. Where's Evil Kitty? Oh, yes, the Me Too movement. Yes. Have them go down and make sure you send some of our guys to throw fucking burning cocktails through the windows with the group. Have them mix in with the group that are real and throw burning cocktails. I want fires. Yes. And I need more black people. Make sure you recruit lots of black people now. Make sure you get lots of black people involved. It's all contrived bullshit by the powers that be to keep things the status quo. They know that God woke up and they all-seeing eye is watching. They know that the change is coming and everybody's doing their fucking best to fight it off. Doing their goddamnest to keep the sheep in fucking line. You've got sheeples everywhere and nobody knows where to go. And so they're bringing out new fucking new herders. I'm the new herder. I am Me Too movement. Follow me through the pasture. Come with me. Those sheep meander that way. Wait, I am Kanye West, and I bought all this property. And I want you all to come here and sing to Jesus and God. I myself am the manifestation of God, Jesus and God. They watch this person. And then you've got that fucking, Epstein or Epstein, whatever. All these, I forgot what it was. Olstein. You got fucking Olstein with his big ass, huge church, Olstein. Oh, brothers and sisters. Oh, praise the Lord. The Lord is speaking through me right now. And he's saying, if you guys can leave a few dollars and cents on the way out, that'd be great because I need a new airplane. Oh, God and Jesus is here with me. Everybody.
And woman, go get me a drink.
Oh, yeah, woman, get me a drink. And make sure you bring the children later. Wink, wink. I could use some. Oh, God and Jesus says it's okay for all this to happen. Oh, good Lord and God and Jesus. Oh, baby Jesus. Oh, he's crying with the inside of me, burning. It's bullshit. We got a whole planet of false fucking prophets, man. And this Mandela effect thing is waking people up. But they want to make sure there's nothing to do with God. Now, make sure, Eric, you understand this is a simulation. And D-Wave is doing it. And there's nothing to do with anything that's intelligent other than what men produce. Only men can do this. Only men can cause the Mandela effect. It can't be a god. It's got to be men. It's got to be men.
And if somebody dies, you can fix it with the computer by putting in a program.
Put a program in, fix it. God damn it. Dude, I'm thinking about that. I was thinking about when Dad died and Mike. So if we can get some program, we'll get Mike back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get Mike back. Here you go. Put this in D-Wave. Download it to D-Wave. Oh, I love the Mandela Effect movie. Oh, shit, Mike's back. He's glitching in and out. Oh, hey. But then remember, somebody else has to go. So that means somebody else is like, oh, I'm depressed now. I don't like that color. Everything's depressing now. It takes a sacrifice. Bullshit.
Well, it looks like I gotta get ready to go. We got your son. He's actually coming in today.
I know. Jeremiah's coming in.
Yeah, he's coming in. So, I want to thank everybody who watched us, who put in comments. This was fun, and hopefully that people can come back next Tuesday and join us with a new topic.
Yes.
So, well, guys, it was fun. I think it's time to end our show, and then I'll talk to you a little bit after this.
A 4 and a 3. I gave it a 4. I didn't even want to give it a 4. I did not want to give it a 4. I just didn't want to be. He gave it an honest 3. I would give it a